I want us to do like a second bit for the next podcast, assuming that it's not another bombshell and we don't have another like hour and 20 minutes to talk about it.
Welcome to the Operation STRIX podcast. I'm your host, LaCroix. Joining me today, as always, are Roski Draftsman.
Hello.
And Cool Blue Rays.
Hello.
And we're here to discuss chapter 67.2, the part 2 of what we had first assumed was going to be a new arc, which it might still be a new arc, but it did not go any direction that we thought it was going to.
We had so many
that's not true. Technically, we had a few members who called it.
Yes, somebody did call it. Yeah.
I think two people called it. Pines and Dia. Yeah. I wanted to call them out specifically.
Yes, give them their kudos, but
yes.
We have so many theories, and none of them panned out.
Yes, we tried re-recording because 67.1 didn't work out the first time, so we tried doing another episode, and again we had some audio trouble, so instead of posting that as a separate video, we're just going to go ahead and include it as a bonus episode with this episode. So if you would like to look through it, link down in the description below, but here's a quick highlight reel of some of the things that we talked about.
We got some actual news. Thank God for the anime news.
Thank you, Blue, for telling me, because I saw it the other day and I wasn't even thinking.
Everyone else pointed it out and I didn't even know. It's like, oh shit, that's Fiona. Oh my God.
That's the fucking Fiona.
This fucking Fiona Frost. Look at that. Miss Ancient Nightfall herself. Okay.
All right.
I think the problem is Lloyd just suffers from main character syndrome, which means he just looks too much like a main character.
Yeah.
And some people just don't like that.
He's not even trying to be like the super
that
show
is the
off.
funniest
He
part.
just ends up being.
I don't know if Endo's gonna do that maybe for convenience. He certainly could. He's done it a lot with Anya, to be fair, but like her mind reading.
Yeah, she's always asleep when something important is
Anya
happening.
just knocks the fuck out. Or the moon messes with her powers. Like, we don't have an explanation
The
of
moon!
that even. Remember that?
Okay.
That one's still frustrating.
Alright, we had talked about, we talked about this last week of just like hanging plot threads and like stuff that hasn't been discussed in like 30-something chapters. But yes, the moon thing. Alright, that's already weird enough as it is, because you kind of assume in the beginning of the manga that like Anya's either born with these powers or like she was experimented on or something like that.
Given them. But what does
the moon have to do with that? Like, what the hell? God, I can't fucking think right now.
What were you trying to say?
I was just trying to segue into what we were talking about.
Okay.
Okay, so
Blue, take it away. Correct me.
I don't know. We got part 2 of 67, and it went in a completely different direction than any of us ever predicted. Again, Endo threw us for quite the loop, as he always does.
Right. So there was a lot of theories that we had, that the internet had, that this was going to be Yuri. At least in some capacity. Yeah, it was going to be important. Like, it was going to be a bombshell. It wasn't. The last chapter. Yeah, it set it up. Like, it was so perfect. Like, the end, it was like, oh, Lloyd's a spy, and they were like, whoa, what's gonna happen? Is Yuri gonna come through, or like, but yeah, no, it started out that way. This chapter,
I know, they almost got me with the handcuff thing, because Lloyd's reaction, I was like, oh, he's not acting like he knows he's going on,
right?
Because I thought for a second maybe he planned this out, but when that happened, I thought, oh shit, they got me, and then I was like, oh shit, no, they got me again.
Frankie's face. Oh my god, he is such a shit. I love him so much. And just like, I mean, we talked about this a couple of minutes ago, but it was like he just wanted to fuck with Lloyd, and like, you know, what more could you ask for? Like, it was great.
He really is Lloyd's best friend. Like these two. Oh my god.
Yeah. They are just fucking Dumb and Dumber over here. I love his disguise too. It's like somebody pointed out. It's like Lloyd's.
I think Hype was
brother.
joking. Yeah. his stupid brother with black hair or something.
Yeah. I would never have even guessed either, because the way like they framed it was like he's as tall as Fiona. Which, okay, by the way, Fiona's disguise,
amazing,
especially because I was like, I did not think, okay, so like, I could see the Frankie thing, but like, Fiona's disguise is just like,
complete transformation,
right?
Because like, it's a different face shape for one thing,
right? Which
is insane. I was like thinking about like, how the fuck did you like all this extra bits that had to go into like making the chin look that way and stuff. Because like, you know, technically so far, every time we've seen like Twilight and Fiona kind of do disguises, it was really just themselves wearing like a wig and maybe like sunglasses or some shit.
Yeah.
Because like Fiona and Lloyd, they had like different hair.
Changed face shapes before.
No, yes. But I guess more for Fiona's technically, like she just wore like a long wig for the tennis arc.
Yep.
You know, that was it.
And now she's
taller and broadly shouldered, and it's like, okay, Endo's really playing loose with the disguises there, but it is. So we assumed that it was going to be a serious chapter or a serious arc, and a typical Endo fashion, totally curveballed us. We got crying Lloyd. I know Himp was really excited about that, and then
she got really excited about the handcuffs too.
For very different reasons.
Please.
I've said this to the internet before, but y'all are too horny. You got to bring it back in, okay?
That was all hype. I didn't see any of that shit. Dear God.
No, yeah, that wasn't totally hype.
Honestly, whenever either one of them, if Lloyd, Frankie, or Fiona, they're all together, it's like there's this like it still feels like a spy. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, I
mean, they're just being a trio of idiots.
No,
they're dumb and dumbest over here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And they're like, why is this best? Well, technically, Frankie's not Wise, but he is like really entangled with Wise at this point because he's working with two of the top agents practically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And he loves fucking with both of them. It's great. Yeah, it was like you said, it was slapstick, like the entire thing, and like Gory's like losing his mind the entire time.
The way he's just peeking over the corner, hunched down.
He's like a Looney Tunes villain.
You're not even trying. You're staring.
Right.
Like, what? You don't have security cameras? Does that not exist in this world?
I guess.
Hospital.
Yeah. He's over here like rubbing his hands like, yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God, that reminded me of like when they were doing like the thing with Lloyd, like nefariously like looking through the archives or some shit with his shadow. That was really funny.
Oh yeah.
I love that. It was so stupid. Yeah, he just crouched over like a little Looney Tunes villain. Like, I'm stealing the archives.
Right. I'm like flipping through it right now. It was a short chapter.
It was only 14 pages. Yeah.
It didn't even like feel that. It didn't even feel that way to me just because I was laughing so hard reading this. Like, yeah, no, it was a very short, straightforward chapter. Which, okay. Do you think that this is leading into something, or was this?
Oh no! I'm gonna tell you right now. No. This is it.
Yeah, okay. This is pulling the rug under us. Like,
okay, but
you were thinking something big.
Yeah.
Psych. It was.
I do feel slightly cheated. I do. I'm not gonna lie. But
I feel cheated, like fucking cheated as hell.
yeah, a little
You
bit.
kidding
I
me?
kind of wanted the angst, but you know, this is
I
a
thought
funny chapter.
I was really hoping for something more with Yuri and stuff, because like, you know, it's tied into the SSS, but we didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
we didn't get much.
It was pretty disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
We really didn't get Jack.
Well,
all
we
we
got
all we got was Lloyd bullshitting his way out of another fucking
He's so
situation.
fucking shameless. Like
He is shameless.
He just-
Those fucking tears. Like, he's like,
Director
that
Gory
really-
is this hospital's greatest treasure.
yeah.
he's our shining ray of hope.
He's
Don't arrest him. Arrest me. He's
my
like, shut
God.
the fuck up.
Like,
You're not in any real danger.
I
bitch.
know where Anya gets it from. Like Anya just fucking just eats that shit up and then just fucking regurgitates it. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god. And
Yeah,
then-
I mean, obviously, comparing this act to how he was with like York, he was much better performance.
yeah,
Like he seemed much more genuine. But for this, he's like really pulling out all the
He's
stops
re-
right now.
he is
It's
just,
so disingenuous. It's like disgusting.
it is. And then combine that with Frankie being all cool and shit, and just like he's giving out the
Nailed it.
peace out sign. He's just like, hey. I was like, oh my god.
I hate when like the characters like rub their noses.
You
and
always,
shit.
yeah. I don't know what's up that with you. Like you you don't like anything nose related. Apparently,
I'm just saying it's like so annoying with the.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like sniffing each other out or something. I don't even know what I'm saying.
What the fuck happened?
No.
Is
I'm just
Sniff
saying,
Jobs
like, when
coming back, Blue? Is that
No.
what we're going to be
I just
discussing?
mean like when they're like wiping their nose. Like I don't know what the fuck that is. What is that?
It's just
that?
it's a shonen thing. Like I don't know.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damien did it a couple times.
There's so many gestures that only make sense in Japan.
Yeah.
Or only make
Lloyd
sense
did
in
it too.
manga at times.
Did he?
Yeah.
I forgot.
He did it when he was following Anya around at school. He was the janitor or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
When
see.
When he apologized, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like
When she apologized, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Right.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is a stupid fucking show.
Okay, but here's the thing. So it was a stupid. It played out stupid. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit. But
Yeah.
the whole setup for this, and that's why I'm thinking it might lead into something, is because this entire chapter was about getting Gory to for Lloyd to win over Gory, basically, so that Gory would allow him to see the VIPs. And
Yes.
So he could get in what the original plan was, to get in Melinda's good graces, or like her immediate circle or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It was like we need to get into an immediate circle to get Endo, so
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But Gordy was the obstacle because he was essentially being a dick to Lloyd. Like,
Yeah.
So and now that he's compliant, he may get some into maybe down the line, but I don't think it's gonna.
I don't think we have any real concrete thoughts.
No. So, but okay, that goes back to the very beginning of Lloyd explaining like why he was, why he chose to be a doctor, in this sense of just like, this is Berlin General Hospital. This is where all of the big wigs go whenever they need to be treated. And like that was his main goal from the beginning, was to get in this inner circle. And like now he's in it. Like, and it's not, I don't think it's gonna stop with Melinda. I think he's gonna start, treating Desmond's, immediate group and all of that. So like, I that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's gonna happen next chapter or if it's gonna happen later on down the road, but I think this is an important chapter. I don't necessarily think that it was an immediately impactful chapter at all. It was just like
But it did set some stuff up.
Right.
That's for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
It's one of those incremental steps, really. Like, yeah, maybe down the line something important or impactful is going to come from this, but at the moment it was mostly shenanigans.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
and speaking of shenanigans, Anya is I love Anya's like one-sided competition with Yor.
I know, that's so funny. I love that the only image of Yor we got was the back of her walking away, like, dinner time.
Dinner time to poison the family. I know Tari hates that she's trying, but I'm like, I still like. I
mean, she learned her mother's stew. There is hope for Yor.
There is hope. Yes.
She just needs a better guiding hand.
My thing is, Endo's going to run this joke into the dirt. So like, I don't know. Yeah,
I know. I know.
Because he does that.
That's true. That's true.
Artist does that, like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Yor's bad cooking isn't like such an important part of her character where like she needs to ultimately change to be a better person.
Right.
She just needs to not kill her family accidentally.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it's not transcendental, she's gonna keep doing it.
So it'll definitely stay a joke.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not as insistent on the same joke as some other manga authors I've seen. I mean,
okay,
it's gonna be a running joke for a while. I suppose.
Speaking of running jokes, Fiona is fucking psychotic.
I want to harvest Twilight's tears.
It sounds so crazy when you say it out loud. Like
it is so. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't understand what she's trying. Why are you saying harvest?
Harvest.
What the fuck does that mean? That is so violent. Couldn't you have just said collected? No. Why harvest? What are you doing?
Or cost. Maybe just cost.
Right. Just
like,
it is so insane.
I wish I could have caused Twilight's tears. Like, yeah, you made him cry because he cares about you. We get it. But the harvest? Are you trying to?
I don't even think it was that, Roski.
Some shit? Like,
I think it was literally just like, I want to hold a bottle under his eyelids.
Yeah,
I
want to collect his essence. Tears.
Yeah.
I want a collection of Twilight.
Fiona's gone full internet simp. Like,
no, Fiona could easily turn into a yandere.
She is a yandere. What are you talking about?
Well, she's not like kidnapping Lloyd or something.
Okay, she's like she's a strange mix of yandere and tsundere because it's like,
oh god,
yeah,
oh god, that's
right.
God.
Am I wrong though?
You're right. You're so right. Oh my god, I never put it together, but like after you saying it out loud, that is so accurate.
Right?
Fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen that before. I've never seen a character like that.
But let's not delve too much into it. She has.
I mean,
sure we shouldn't.
I mean, what else are we gonna talk about besides Fiona being fucking batshit crazy?
Well, we've discussed, I think, almost everything. Like Frankie just being a shitty best friend.
Yeah.
I think just being
Lloyd being a shitty actor. Well, he was a good actor, but it was like so secondhand embarrassment shitty. I was like, I want to die right now watching him cry his eyes out. And then Fiona didn't even do shit. She was just thinking, "Oh man, I want those."
She really didn't do shit. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like looking through it right now, and it's like, yeah.
She really she just whispered to Lloyd like,
"No,
Gerald is right behind you."
She just added like salt in the wound. She made a conjecture about the kind of crap Gory did, and ended up being right.
Right.
I love this line here where I think Fiona she says he's on the hospital's internal surveillance list, and then Frankie like rambles off about all these stuff, and then Fiona's like, my shot in the dark hit a bullseye.
I didn't think that was gonna lead to anything. Yeah.
Yeah. What the they were so improving. They were like being a horrible, shitty improv group right now, and it fucking worked.
It totally worked.
Oh my god!
It tells the whole story of what kind of guy Gory really is like.
Like, oh my god, they just bullshit their way out of this, and it worked.
I don't know if it was you or somebody else who pointed out, but it's like I love the whole like, oh, he's selling. He goes from I don't know, they're talking about like state secrets and all that, and then it just devolves into also he takes donuts from the employees and like all this shit like that. Like Lloyd's the one telling him. Yeah.
I think a few of us were joking, like, yeah, that was his worst crime. Stealing donuts and lying about... Because, I mean, that is a shitty thing to do. What the fuck? On a chubby subordinate, really? You're going to blame it on the fat guy? On a chubby
subordinate?
Yeah, they very specifically said it was a chubby subordinate. Like, why? That's such a dick move. And the fact that, like, it's all Lloyd's intel meant she knew it was happening.
Yeah, I love all of the intel that Lloyd fed. Was using a friend's luxury car to go on joyrides.
Pretending to be the CEO on dates? What?
What a bastard! No. Like I hate,
and then like selling hospital equipment to other hospitals. What the fuck?
right.
I mean,
Jesus
that is a
Christ.
crime. That actually.
Well,
No,
it is.
that absolutely is a crime, and like the way like Lloyd's like, but he's not a crazy sleaze who's gonna sell people.
Like, he is quite literally compromising the life of people by doing that. So come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen shittier cases survive scrutiny.
God, yeah, this whole chapter was it was so funny. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh my god.
It was cartoon villains.
Again, Endo, he always knows how to give you something you didn't want,
right.
but then you end up being okay with it because you're like, it was still fine. It was still good.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, fine, I'll take it. Fuck.
I guess I'll enjoy it. Yeah.
I sound so ungrateful, but I mean, I'm still really impressed every time I have to say it. He gives you something you never expect, and you're still completely fine with it because he's just that good at giving you something completely off the mark.
Right. I am right there with you where it's like, I want to be upset because I was really hoping for like a big chapter with like all of these like, dramatic moments. And, I didn't think we were going to get exactly that, but like, this is not anything that I thought we were going to get.
Yeah.
But like, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I guess the only thing I can take away from this is that we're probably not going to get something super crazy like Lloyd's memory arc thing for a while until like it hits us unexpectedly because he seems like he's going real back to all the comedy and silly shenanigans shit.
Yeah.
Even though we just got Melinda. Though I'm hoping that with Melinda being around, we will get more focus on Yor and her talking with Melinda and like kind of accidentally gathering intel for Lloyd when she like gossips to Lloyd about like, oh my god, this is what they told me at the group.
Right.
Oh. I want husband wife gossiping. Come on.
Ooh,
that's the great thing about being married.
That's all the cheese, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can attest.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? No, I think we had called it because when at the end of that Melinda mini arc or whatever, we said that it was probably going to be shenanigans for a while, and I thought we were wrong with last chapter, but turns out we were right. So if that's the case, it tracks that we're going to have a few more chapters like this, and then we're going to steer into more serious issues.
Maybe who knows. I don't know. We still got... Well, I mean, I know people were saying... I'm kind of glad that this kind of got resolved super quickly because there were a lot of threads going along with garden stuff, with Shopkeeper getting a little suspicious of Lloyd.
Yeah.
And then we have Melinda stuff. Like, adding this felt like that's a lot.
True.
I'm kind of glad that we kind of have cut and focused back on, like, I guess the Yor aspect of it, which is Melinda stuff and garden stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I'm cautious, or not cautious. I'm nervous because Lloyd is racking up the wins. Okay, like with Melinda and like this, and now he's in. He's in with the VIPs, and like he is in the best position he could possibly be right now, and that only leaves room for failure at some point. So like I don't know if this is what we're setting up, or like that with Shopkeeper. I don't know if that's what Endo's leaning on.
Well, I mean, it is very suspicious, with Yor being closer to Melinda, potentially, and if Yor mentions anything, I think, about, like, Lloyd being excited about that. Didn't she already kind of say that anyway? Or something?
To Shopkeeper. I don't remember if she said anything to Melinda.
No, yeah, to Shopkeeper, she was mentioning that you like, oh yeah, I'm going to be, like, I've become acquainted with the Desmonds, sort of, through Melinda.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, I think she mentioned that Lloyd was interested with meeting with the Desmonds or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember, because that's what kind of triggered Shopkeeper to be like, I think maybe I should keep a little bit of a closer tab on your husband.
It's because Lloyd was, Lloyd or she had said that Lloyd was interested in Desmond's politics and like...
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, see, that already paints a pretty bad picture already.
Right.
And I mean, it's beneficial for Lloyd, but it's probably going to cause a lot of problems with Garden now if they're going to be suspicious of Yor's husband secretly working with Desmond when they're obviously wrong about that. What if that's what this leads to?
Right.
Even
and okay, now we're going into theory territory, but like
Yeah.
so there is I wouldn't say organization. There is a factor in here that we have not discussed in a long time, and it's the fact that shopkeeper controls Garden, but he also controls the shop. They're two different things. The shop is the one that goes in and gathers information on people and reports back to Garden, and Garden is the one that goes out and does the actual assassinations. So,
good lord, I completely forgot about
exactly. They talked about it like maybe once in like chapter 27 or something like that, I think.
Good lord, I have to go back and read that.
But and that's my thing too, is like maybe we're not gonna get Garden, but like now with all of this stuff setting up and like Lloyd is in a suspiciously good spot to be in now, especially with how shopkeeper is already suspicious of him. I would not be surprised if the shop starts investigating him, and I don't know what that's going to look like. Like I don't know. We don't know anything about the shop. We just know that they're the ones who gather info. Yeah.
All we know is that Lloyd probably is going to piece together that he's being surveillanced, but he might not just know what organization is doing it. Is the thing, because we know that no one really knows anything about Garden. They're very secretive, maybe even more so than Wise apparently. Yeah, because even Wise doesn't have a lot on them. So I'm curious if it does go in that direction, if Lloyd's going to be able to piece together that it is connected to Garden, or if there's going to be some kind of like, he's going to get sort of tricked almost into believing it might be some other organization, even just like the SSS practically. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's hard to believe that someone could trick Lloyd like that. He's always been a very sharp person.
Right.
Well, not with Yor, but with
Yor. She's his weakness, okay?
Exactly.
Not with Yor.
Right.
Or technically with Anya, he has no idea about,
Well, how could he? I mean, it's not
obviously, that's completely out of the realm of possibility for him, because like it's not normal. That's the thing. It's completely manufactured by like the government or scientists or whatever.
Right.
But like with this whole thing, like maybe he will start getting tracked by other organizations, and it'll be a whole interesting arc. I don't know how Yor is going to play a part into it. I don't even know if she's going to know is the thing.
Right.
Like, are we going to get some more of like Shopkeeper's true colors where he's going to withhold this information from her? Like, yeah, I'm suspicious of your husband, but I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, no, I don't expect him to at all. And that's why I
don't think so.
That's why I think the shop is going to get involved, because the Garden, they just go in and do the hits. They don't gather information or anything like that. So like shop operates separately from Garden. That way, shopkeeper could just send the shop, and Yor would never know.
Right.
So,
well, okay, that's interesting.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I would assume that's how it works, but
right.
I guess we'll.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I completely forgot about that when I wrote my fic.
So yeah.
Like, okay. I didn't say anything specific. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of rewriting. I am like so frustrated with my fic.
Did you ever post it?
No,
what the hell?
No, I fucking hate it right now, man.
Why do you hate it?
I keep changing how I want to like write.
Send it to me. Send it to me. I want to see it.
No, I don't want to.
I want to see it.
No, it's not good.
I told you it was good the first time. The first 5 rewrites ago.
I don't know. I don't know. I think the writing for the characters just sounds like shit.
Right. Oh, no. It was good. Really, like, it was on character.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just can't take a compliment. That's my problem.
Oh, that's fair.
I want to believe you, but I just think, no, he's just giving me pity right now.
I'm not giving you pity right now. Roski, I can't hear you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so go ahead and say what you were saying. Start from the beginning.
I was saying that I'm kind of drawing a blank, because while the chapter was funny, we are not like square one, because that we're really moved past that, but we're in a position where we're probably gonna get more shenanigans, and part of me is wanting a little more plot, but.
I agree with you, Roski. I think I definitely want some more plot, and I hope this sets up for plot, but we're gonna get more shenanigans. All right, we already know that. Yeah.
We definitely are.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess we can put the Pink Panther theme to this chapter and it will be fine.
I would love that. That would be great.
Or like Inspector Gadget or some shit.
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget. Da-da-da-da. Da-da.
We're really running out of ideas here.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Yeah,
I think we said a lot of what we wanted.
Yeah, no, this was
before taking off topic. Sorry,
it was a very short chapter. It was a good chapter. It wasn't what I wanted, but I feel like half the chapters that Endo writes, I'm like that. So and I'm still reading it. So that should tell you something.
It was fun, if intentionally anticlimactic.
Yeah. Hey, did y'all have anything else that you wanted to say before we move on to our next segment?
I guess I wanted to talk maybe just like a tiny bit about Anya's. She's like thinking about like friendship. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
I'm curious what that's going to lead into, because I'm assuming we're going to get her trying her hardest to be friend-ish with Damien, but I don't think that's going to work, because Damien's rejected her every single time. Like, I'm curious what would possibly change in the situation for him to be like, I guess we could be friends. Like, maybe you're not so bad. Because remember his first thought was, oh, you're just using me to get closer to the Desmonds. That's what everyone does. Right. Like, how is he going to believe that Anya just wants to be friends with him, Damien, not Desmond, but Damien, even though technically she does want to be friends with him for the Desmond.
I don't know. I don't.
It's a whole thing.
Right.
It's a whole thing.
I don't know if he's already at that point with her, and he's just being a little freaking tsundere.
I don't know. He seems really guarded. Because we didn't get like any kind of thought bubble with him contradicting himself, where he's like saying, "I hope she doesn't feel that way." He just seems to believe head on, "You're just using me."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's par for the course for him, because, but yeah, I do think if this happens, it's gonna be a moment where she is gonna intervene for him, out of empathy.
Yeah, maybe defend him or something. Kind of like what she did, with the handkerchief.
Yeah.
She let him not get a bolt and, risked it herself to, like actual, like literal kind of genuine sacrifice and a good gesture kind of thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be an act of empathy, if anything, what's gonna win him over.
But like, how many are we gonna get of those? Because she's already done that twice, maybe 3 times. Because she did that with Gloom, George Glooman, when he tried to frame Damien with the cigarette, and then the handkerchief.
She also did convince him to go actually see, his father. So she kind of did help that too.
A good one. Well,
that's true.
Okay, maybe it's the reverse.
Maybe.
They go back and forth like
they do. It's cute.
They one does something for the other. The other.
Well, I'm not going to sit here like angsting over this relationship or anything.
No, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. It's like, what's gonna come of this? I honestly, I think Endo just threw that in there to fill space. But I don't know. Like, at this point, do you think their friendship is like going to go to the next level anytime soon, or do you think that they're still just gonna be like, Anya's gonna keep trying to be friends and Damien's still gonna be Damien? I guess.
Well, I think, like you said earlier, this chapter is probably just starting to plot seeds into the ground for new story stuff. So probably not anytime soon, but there could be some other kind of major moment for Anya and Damien to be actual friends or get closer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know when.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Which, honestly, the way... and here's just a quick question for you guys. How long do you think this manga is going to be? I know we've probably talked about it once before, but like, with as popular as Spy Family is, like, clearly they're not going to let it go anytime soon. But
Yeah.
How many
I
like
give it
I
5
don't. I
years.
don't.
how much?
Huh?
I give it at least I give it 5 years.
5
If it
years.
doesn't fall too
Wow.
much in popularity, it's gonna go
Okay.
5 years
at
from
least-
now?
Yeah, from now it's gonna go on for at least 5 years. That's
Okay.
How many chapters would that be?
That'd be
with
like
Spy X Family?
it'd be like 100.
Because
like
Well, 100 on top of this, so it'd be like in the 170s, like something like that.
okay,
Which
so
that's
another
like
100 chapters. You think for them to flesh out more stuff and eventually conclude the story?
I think that's about right.
Maybe I wasn't too off. I was gonna say like 200 to be generous.
Yeah.
Just because like there is a lot of those extra mission stuff and the parts
yeah,
technically
yeah.
make
all those little
the
stuff, but-
chapters. There's technically more chapters than the number indicates because we have so
True.
many mini missions and,
yeah, but I
and
was-
parts and stuff.
yeah, but
Point
I was
one, point
given
four.
a minimum. You know, it could
Yeah.
go on even longer. I'm
Right.
just saying that.
I think there's a possibility for it. I mean, I've actually kind of wondered, honestly, and I don't know how you guys feel about this idea, but do you think that there would be room for Endo to continue the story, but doing it with Anya as like the main protagonist,
I would
not
love
Lloyd?
that.
Because I personally really like that.
I would-
Because I mean,
so you
the
know,
fans
like
are
a
there. The
shitty
fans
win.
would probably love the idea of Anya and Damien grown up,
I
like
mean,
officially, canonically.
It
Oh.
depends on how it's executed, because
Okay. I mean, Snooze had a pretty good idea. He thought that maybe Anya would be like a mercenary or something.
Oh
and
yeah,
Damien would be like a worried wart
No.
husband or something.
no,
I like that.
I mean, I say this because because one of the major impediments for changes like that in a manga series is, strangely enough, the Japanese audience.
Oh.
Okay. This is gonna be the diversion of the day, but if you know the history of Dragon Ball, at some
Mhm.
point Goku dies, and he's meant to die like for real.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
Yeah,
when he dies
Gohan
in the
takes
Soul Saga.
over.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about? Crow?
Yeah.
That he dies. He's supposed to die for good in the Soul Saga. He sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
He drags Cell to another part. He explodes. He dies. Cell comes back, and then Gohan
Wow.
ends the job.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be the shifting point where Gohan was meant to become the protagonist of Dragon Ball.
Right.
But Japanese fans
Hmm.
complained a lot, so they brought Goku back. Unless he does like a Boruto thing, and it's like Spy X Family, the Anya chapters or some shit where it's a separate series,
Yeah.
it's probably not gonna fly with some readers because they can be stingent about the status quo.
Probably because that's kind of what we were running into with the new Bleach chapter, or like 2 chapters that Kubo wrote. But like it was Bleach, but it was focused on Ichigo's kid. Well, it was like halfway focused on Ichigo's kid, which is like, you know, I like, me personally, like if I'm going to be reading Bleach, I want to read it for Ichigo. Like, having a kid is cool, but like the story is about him. I don't think it's the same as the Dragon Ball thing, because like I don't know, I feel like that's a separate beast. But like I understand where you're coming from, Roski, of like I would much rather have Anya be in, like, if Endo was going to do this, it would have to be a separate story. Like it couldn't
Right.
like STRIX couldn't end, and then the next like 50 chapters would just be like grown up Anya. Like I don't, even though it would be cool to see, I don't think people would go for it. So
No, that's not really what I would imagine it'd be like. I think
Yeah.
the idea would probably be like Anya. I don't know. I know some people do not like the idea of Anya becoming a spy, and technically that does go against what the story
Yeah.
is aiming for. But you know, Anya does know a lot about the spy and assassin world
right,
more than she should, just because she has these special powers. Like, she's not a normal kid,
right,
and she has talked about she wanted to try and be a better person and use her powers to help people.
right.
So there is some kind of innate, I think, sense of duty potentially
Mm-hmm.
there that could develop into her believing that I should use my powers, and living my life would be great, but I don't want to waste what I have. kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I could see that, and I think there might be enough of a potential popularity with Anya's character that they would do a spin-off. Because, I mean, just look at the fan art. So many fans have done older Anya and teenage Anya already
Right.
with Damien. Like, they already kind of crave this, I think.
That's true.
And,
Yeah,
you know,
there's still
technically...
an audience, but...
There is an audience. I don't know how big of an audience, though. That's a fair point. I'm just seeing a lot of fan art on Twitter.
Yeah, no.
I don't exactly know what the percentage is like, but there does seem to be somewhat of a fan base there that would like to see that.
Definitely. I would see it happening in, like... I would see it happening, but in, like, a one-shot. Like... And it,
one shot?
Yeah, it would probably be after the manga. And here's my thing, too, is, like, we've talked about it before, but, like, you had said it that, like, her becoming a spy, like... basically defeats the purpose of the manga, is like creating a better world, so you know she doesn't have to be a spy. But I would really like to see Anya being a psychiatrist when she grows up, and like just like her dad, and like when using her powers to help people, like she could just
but like in a more peaceful sense, like she doesn't have to be violent, she could just help people. That would probably be a good way to go about things.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to place where I think it should go, because unfortunately, the spy or assassination idea defeats the purpose of the manga. So it would have to mean that Lloyd failed his mission,
right?
Though I have to admit, the idea that even they could like try to bring world peace is kind of. That's not really, I think, a thing that can fully permanently just be part of the world, no matter how much. It's kind of too idealistic.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if it'll go to a place where Lloyd will realize that as much as I'd want there to just be peace, that's unrealistic. The best I can strive for is people being empathetic towards each other and choosing not to fight or go to war, rather than completely trying to eradicate the idea of there being war, because their job as wise agents are never quite done, unfortunately.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see that. Honestly, it is going to sound terrible, but I want Lloyd to... No, well, I just want him to, like... I want him to get smacked with that realization, like, at the end.
Yeah.
Like, end game, where it's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think... I don't think it's going to happen... No, you're good. I don't think it's going to happen the way we think it's going to happen. Like, something... I think STRIX will be successful, but not entirely. And, like, shit's gonna happen. And that's when Lloyd realizes that, like, I can't save everybody. Two, I can't, like, prevent, you know, the inevitable. I can only delay it. And, like, the only thing that I can actually do that I know for a fact is, like, be there for my family. And that's, like, that's how he's gonna transition from being a spy to being Mr. Forger. But, like... Yeah.
I was going to say, I think what might be the thing for Lloyd is from trying to find peace for the world, but finding peace for himself.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know, kind of coming to terms with accepting that this is the reality of the world and he can only do so much, you know, like he does his best. And yes, he has had very successful missions, but, you know, there's not really a sense of like peace and satisfaction or contentness with any of it. It's just like, nope, there's always more work to do. Like my work is
never finished,
quite done. And you know, like even with the Desmond thing, like no matter what happens with that, even if Lloyd has to end up offing Desmond or whatever, you know, there could still come another Desmond, quote unquote.
Right.
You know, there never will be quite an end to the Desmonds of the world. The only thing you can really do is try to teach them young to empathize with people and sympathize, really, so that they don't turn into that kind of person.
Right.
Or they won't grow up to be like that.
Yeah. And maybe that's where, maybe that's where Anya comes into this, is like, maybe she'll be a diplomat. Maybe she'll, you know.
Maybe she'll be a politician herself. Who knows?
Right.
That would be crazy.
What if she's prime minister and Damien's the first husband?
Oh, hell yeah. Why not? It could happen.
Anya for president, God damn it.
It'd be like the 70s or something at that point. Anya could totally be prime minister. Hell yeah.
I mean, they are already in the 70s, aren't they?
Okay, fine. Then like the 80s or 90s. Even more acceptance for lady power.
Yeah, man.
I don't
Women's
know.
rights.
And feminism and shit.
Feminism and shit.
Thanks, yeah, thanks, Roski, for correcting me and giving me more fuel to. I don't know. I think the idea is there. I just don't quite know what the theme would be for it.
Right. I'm not like excited for a Boruto 2.0 or like yeah. So like I would love a one shot. And if like what we were discussing with our bonus episode is like have like those like maybe like a few pages either in the front or in the back of like an AU or something like that, you know what I mean? Or like it could be like in the future or like maybe even in the past. I don't know. But like,
I mean, I've thought a lot about like Bond could even just show off some future sight stuff for the family.
Oh, that would
maybe
be
as
so
a conclusion
good.
thing
Yeah.
to show like, oh yeah, look, they stay together. They maybe had another kid.
I didn't even think
Anya
about
turned
that.
out fine with Damien. I think
Yeah.
that would be really good because I've
That
thought
would be
about
awesome.
that idea a lot.
Yeah.
Of, like Anya maybe using Bond to kind of see like, okay, everything turns out okay in the end.
Oh my
you know?
god, that would be great. Like if that's
I
how
like
it
that
ended,
idea.
oh my god.
I think it'd be really nice.
Yeah. No.
And then that could leave it open to like, oh yeah, maybe we could do a sequel thing a little bit, like a one-shot thing.
Yeah.
But like the hints would be there.
Definitely.
Kind of thing.
I would love to
Yeah.
see that.
Come on, you got a fucking future sight dog. Utilize him.
Use
God.
him. Bond
Endo says
needs
he
more
loves drawing
respect.
Bond.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so use Bond's future sight. That was the whole point of adding him to the plot, wasn't it? I mean, to be fair, Bond is pretty old. I don't exactly know how long he's going to be around.
Oh, they never said how old he is.
Yeah, but
No.
you kind of get the impression, I think, that he's like kind of in his older years as a dog.
I don't know. I mean, if he's a
I'm not
Pyrenees,
gonna think about it.
they get pretty big pretty early on. So like, I would.
These are
okay.
Great Pyrenees. Like they are fucking big doggos.
Yeah.
When they are
Okay then. Maybe he's just big. Not
Knowing
old, it's
Endo,
fine.
he's not going to kill off Bond, so he's probably going to make him a puppy.
No, of course not.
I mean,
No.
maybe
I didn't
knowing
mean
the
it like
editor, not Endo.
Knowing the editor.
That's
Endo's
very
over
true.
here rubbing his hands like, I'm gonna get Bond this chapter.
Oh my god! Well, remember what happened with the dog food one, where Endo was like, "I didn't mean for people to think that I was killing off Bond, but that's
That's totally what it looked like. I mean, what else do you want us to think? Like,
he thought. I think he said like, no, Bond was just supposed to knock out. I was like, that didn't seem like a knockout.
no,
he didn't wake up, did he?
editor San probably told him to say that. Like, look, you gotta cover your tracks, man. Like, people are out here with pitchforks because you're here to kill the family dog. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah. So. Yeah, I think this is where we cut it.
Yeah.
Stick around. We're going to move on to our next segment. We're going to recommend some manga. And it should be fun. We picked out 3 different mangas a piece and went through it, kind of explained what it, the gist of it. And yeah, should be fun.
If you guys read them, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what you guys
Definitely.
think of our taste in manga.
You could probably guess what we're reading just from listening to us, but I think our picks are kind of like indicative of like our our inner selves, or yeah. But,
Well, I don't know if you guys care or know what I use AniList to track all the manga and anime I watch, so you can find me on there if you want to see what else I'm into.
heck yeah.
It's all on there publicly.
Yeah, I should do that. I should make one. I've not made
I
one.
don't use my anime list. And
Oh, well.
I like AniList a lot
Yeah.
more.
I use Manga Dex as like, well, it's not anime, but
Well, yeah, to check for new stuff.
well, you can also, I mean, people can see your follows, like what you're reading.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'll have to find you, Crow.
Yeah, recommend. Well, I mean, you and me are kind of reading a lot of the same stuff, so.
That's fair.
But find out what we're reading in the next segment.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Roski. Of the 3 that you picked and told me beforehand, which manga are you going to recommend first?
Okay. I mean, I could have picked many other manga because There's so many good ones, and I kind of wanted to recommend a horror one, but I'm gonna talk about that one in October, so I don't want to, let the cat out of the bag early. So I guess I'm gonna start with Oshinoko, or
Oshinoko,
or like
Yeah.
My Star, or
Ooh.
My Children's Star.
Please explain
I
it,
don't
because
recall exactly what the.
What am I looking at right now?
It's I mean that's actually it's an actually interesting thing, because I do not follow Kaguya-sama Love is War. Like,
yes,
Okay.
it was written by the same author.
it's not my same
Oh.
author, but I do not follow that manga. And I have nothing against it. I just never followed.
Yeah.
But the thing that when I heard it was Senpai, I think, that was recommending it to me as well.
Yes.
It's idols. I don't really care about idols. I have
Right.
my thoughts about the industry and how predatory it can be, because
Oh, yeah.
and I also heard that the manga was about reincarnation, and
Oh.
What? Okay.
What the hell?
yeah, and it's like, it's a really weird combo. I'm gonna give it a shot. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
And I started reading, and it's really good with a really, really weird setup.
Yeah.
Because-
Well, it sounds weird already.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not weird, but the idea is like, you have this doctor. He's actually an idol fan. He's fan of an idol. I forgot how the starting character was called, but she's an upcoming idol now. She's just barely above a teenager, and she's just like super charming. And one day she comes to his office because she's pregnant.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Roski, you're kind of. Okay, hold on. Before you continue, this we should mention, this is a very popular manga right now. Like, this isn't
Is
like
it?
niche.
Yeah, it actually has a really strong following, all things considered.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
I've never
so,
heard of it.
Right. So knowing that, continue, Roski.
Okay,
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna enter too much into spoiler territory,
Yeah.
and in the first chapter, one night when he goes out after getting all this info about her, he gets murdered.
Wait, what?
What the
What is
fuck
going
is
on in this manga?
There's too much!
I know. This is the first chapter.
Yep, that did. All of this is in the first chapter.
Really?
Senpai, what are you reading?
What the fuck?
He gets murdered by a stalker of this girl.
Okay.
Oh no.
So,
Whoa.
Like these. So yeah, the thing is that when he reincarnates, because he does reincarnate,
Oh, I thought it was the girl that got reincarnated. What?
Yeah.
like the guy reincarnates
Oh no.
as one of the girl's child, because she has.
Oh
Wait,
god damn it! I had a
what
feeling
the
that's where you're gonna
hell
go
is-
with this.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Like, yeah, when I read that setup, I was like, what?
Tell me what you like about this manga, because what you're selling me is that it's crazy and you like the crazy. Is
Yeah,
that
I mean,
accurate?
Is it actually grounded in any
remember,
way?
what kind of manga do I like?
Is it okay? So obviously it's dramatic and like kind of dark, but
Does it have like a existential crisis or kind of supernatural
It's
vibe?
actually, like, the thing is that it still has an air uplifting elements to it. It's a story about young people following their dreams into the entertainment industry. But it also that's actually the thing. It also has like a very dark undertones. Very dark
yeah.
undertones where
I think undertone is
actually,
the wrong
like,
word.
I think overtone might be more
Right.
accurate.
undertones and overtones. Both. There's actually like a very earnest discussions about the entertainment world and all the not so bright or sunshine and rainbows things that happen underneath the public. Like the crap that idols go through, the problems some actors deal with.
Interesting.
They like it's
So it's like crazy, but it has like grounded reality to it.
Yeah, it has some. That's actually like
Which sounds kind of like Kaguya, to be honest with
It
you.
has,
That's true.
and it's actually connected to the Kaguya universe.
Oh my
connected?
god! Are you
Oh,
serious?
that's right. I saw a panel of
What?
Kaguya in there. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Let's not spoil things, but it is connected to the Kaguya universe.
I was not expecting this, Roski. Great first pick. Oshinoko. It's ongoing still.
Yeah.
It's rather new. It's only been out like a year, right?
Now I kind of want to read it.
Yeah.
2 years.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Roski coming in strong. Blue. Follow up with that.
All right. My manga recommendation is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
Hanako-kun. I saw the anime. I love the anime. I have not read the manga yet.
The manga is so good for me. I really love the art style for it. First off, I think it's really beautiful and how kind of I don't know how to explain it, but it's like kind of got like chunky kind of elements and details, so it doesn't look perfect or anything.
Like,
it's like very kind of scribbly, messy,
Like storybook kind of like.
yeah. And like this, I really like this art style for the characters. They're all super like cute or pretty or just like very much do kind of look like teenagers, I guess, because that's where the story takes place. I guess quick synopsis is that this story is about a young girl named Nene. She wants to fall in love really badly and decides to make a deal with Hanako-kun, who is a ghost that lives in the bathroom of
the girls' bathroom.
The girls' bathroom of her high school.
Yeah.
And so she ends up being stuck with him as like her assistant, and they have a lot of crazy adventures coming up. There's like a whole system in there for like how the supernatural work. I don't want to get too spoilery, but I really like all the characters. Like Hanako-kun is such a great chaotic character.
He's such a little asshole. I love.
He's such a little shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He very much is like he cares for his friends. And is also kind of a feral little psychotic shit.
Yeah.
But there's like a very tragic, sad backstory to a lot of like, even though a lot of the story is kind of like crazy adventure, sort of like, sort of funny, sort of cute, there is a very genuine sense of sadness going on.
But
that
it's a ghost
like,
story.
Like the arc that comes after everything that happens in the anime made me cry. It was that.
Oh
good.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man,
it was
I need
really,
to catch up though.
It was really sweet, and it was very like bittersweet and sad because it was like I won't get too much into it, but basically it basically kind of is like an alternate sort of universe thing that just does not exist, and you just feel genuinely sad that it doesn't. That's not really the reality for these characters. Like they just can't be happy like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, I really like it a lot. It's very
like
good.
I would like it.
I think you'd enjoy it, Roski. There's a little bit of shipping there for me as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely.
Yeah, no,
Lots
I
of
love.
shipping.
Yeah, I love the characters a lot. They're great.
Is it still ongoing or is it
Yes,
finished?
it is. It's still ongoing. There's been some crazy shit going on recently. Like
really?
Yeah, no, this latest stuff that's come out. Oh my god, there's so much that got revealed, and some great stuff. Great stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. I will. Like I said, I am waiting for the second season, and I definitely want to know more about the story. So I will read it. It's been on my read list for a while, but
go for it. It's great.
I will. Blue's recommendation: Toilet Bound Hanako-kun ongoing.
Fun fact: I actually didn't like. I actually didn't want to get into this manga at first because I thought, okay, that name is fucking gross, so I'm not.
That's why I didn't.
Yeah, but I was wrong. I was like, oh man, I should not have just judged it based off that because it's great.
Did they explain at any point so far about why he's bound to the toilet? You don't have to tell me why, but if they did or not.
Okay, I actually don't. Not really, unfortunately. I think it's just like someone needed to take the place and he happened to be there.
I guess.
But they don't really explain it. But you do find out like how he, not exactly how he died. I think it's more implied, but there is a lot going on there about his backstory. There's enough strong points there, I think, where you'll see how their relationship grows and how much he really does care for her. It's great.
And that's a perfect segue into my next pick, Kaijiki Chef. I've mentioned it a couple times. Pines was actually the one who got me into it, and I absolutely adore this manga. It's kind of new. I think it's only in Manga Plus right now. It's at like 24 chapters, so it's only been out for like a year.
Man.
And it's bi-weekly, so there's a decent amount of updates. But basically, okay, it's like, okay, let me. It's like Toriko and kind of a little bit Hunter x Hunter. Let me just give you the gist of it. So the boy's name is Toya, and he is an apprentice chef, and he, along with his childhood friend Iza, they live in this world where there are these basically sea creatures called kaijiki. And they're like the food of the gods, basically. Like they're the giant fish, octopus, squid, and they fly through the air. And like there are people who specifically like specialize in like capturing and like cooking these creatures for like nobility and like all of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
And in the first chapter, well, you could basically see it from this first panel here, but Iza loses her arm, and Toya sets out to make it his mission to find this fabled kaijiki that if you eat it, it'll heal any wound. So so his whole deal is he's trying to save her basically, and they are the cutest couple. And I'm not, like, this isn't shipping. Like, they are legitimately, like, almost, like, they're, like, 99% a thing. Which is really refreshing. Like, right off the bat, they're kind of, like, already, like, in love. Aww. And that's kind of one of the main selling points of this is, like, it actually ties into the story of, like, or, the backstory of the manga of, like, why people even know this certain kaijiki exists of like able to heal any wound. And I won't go into like spoiler territory or anything like that, but like it's actually a really solid story. And I would say the only thing that throws me off is like it's kind of fast paced in the beginning. It kind of slows down a little bit once they, like the initial chapters and stuff like that. But it's kind of balls to the wall the first few chapters. But definitely the art is amazing. The action's good.
That, yeah.
Yeah, and the shipping top notch. Can't go wrong. Like,
can't go wrong with some great art and shipping.
They are the healthiest relationship. God, like, Lloyd and Yor could never like.
Oh my god. My god.
Yeah, so
all
definitely
right,
check it out.
I will keep that in mind if I ever reread it.
But yeah, that's my pick. Roski, moving it over to you. What you got?
Okay, for my second pick, I'm gonna go with Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man!
Right, that's been on my list for a while. Seems like everyone
such a good manga.
likes it, but also gets depressed by it.
Yes.
I mean, it's
that's
accurate. I mean, let's put it like this. Have you ever read or watched Devilman?
No.
Yes.
Do you know how the kind of things that happen in Devilman?
It's a very fucked up manga. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, like no, the thing is, on one hand, I'm kind of shocked of the kind of bullshit they allowed Fujimoto to get away with in Weekly Shonen Manga magazine.
Oh boy.
It's literally like it is everything that Shonen Jump isn't. And it's that's why it's so popular. I feel like
I mean it's fantastic. It's an excellent story and it's very well built, but it crosses so many lines in so many moments.
Jesus fucking Christ, you guys! What kind of cell is this?
I mean, okay, let's start about what the story is, no?
Yes.
Yes, please, because I have
Okay.
no clue. I have not been able to piece together
Okay,
anything.
so you have this world where demons exist. And
Okay.
they are not even a secret. They are out there. And these demons, they materialize based on anything that causes fear to humans. If there's a fear to dogs, there's a dog demon. If there's fear to
Oh.
bullets, there's a gun demon. The gun demon is actually a big deal, but
Okay.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
this kid called Denji. He's like a teenager, you know.
Oh, okay.
But instead of being, you know, the classical peppy, upbeat, optimistic manga protagonist that has his whole life ahead of him, he's in debt. His father died some time ago. His memories tells him he died by hanging himself.
Oh.
And he is he's up to neck in debt with the mafia. A small but apparently friendly demon called Pochita that can take the form of a chainsaw, and together they hunt other demons for essentially the bare bones. He
So,
becomes
sorry,
half a
that
demon
chainsaw
with
demon
a
is that
thief.
little thing? That little orange thing?
It's Denji.
It's not the
and-
man?
So okay,
What?
like no, it is. It's Pochita becomes his heart basically, and like gives him the ability to turn into Chainsaw Man.
That is the first chapter. It starts really
What the
fucking well,
fuck?
man. It's really
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Honestly, better off you guys told me this shit now. I didn't have to go into it blind, being like, oh my god.
If you don't like gore, you are not gonna like this manga at all. It gets really explicit.
Chainsaw Man finished. It's currently starting its second run. So it's continuing the
finished?
story.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, well, the
I
first
thought it was
part.
ongoing.
There's part
The
two.
first
So
part is finished.
yeah,
Okay.
so it's currently ongoing right now. Blue, your next pick.
Okay, since we're on the topic of killing, I'll choose Kanako's Happy Killer Life.
Yes, please do, because this at one point this was a server fixation, and I never even attempted reading it, and I kind of hate myself for it. So
What?
please
Crow!
sell me on this story.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, first off, this story is completely silly nonsense, so you don't have to think too hard about it, which is great. The story is about this young woman who's like she's like very underappreciated in her office job. She's getting abused at work by her dipshit supervisors and managers. So I believe she quits, and she ends up getting hired at like a hitman agency without even realizing it. And she discovers that she's actually really good at being a hitman. And I believe her first target is actually her dipshit boss or something.
Awesome.
That's good. That's good stuff.
It's like this great kind of like comedy fantasy sort of thing where it's like, imagine you got to kill off your asshole manager or boss because you got to pick a new job, and like she ends up really getting into it and working hard. She feels much more appreciated. There's only like two people that work in her agency. It's like her boss and then her coworker, Sakurai, who I ship with her relentlessly.
I see that. I've seen you guys
Gushing
freak out.
over him in his black tank top. Yeah. It's really fun. She does like these really funny like puns or something. Like, oh no crow or some shit like that, where she like speaks in puns with animals, which is really, really funny shit.
I'll take your word for it.
And I guess her thing is like she's so good at, there's like this term in manga sometimes where like characters can kind of make themselves seem not there. It's sort of like this idea of like deleting your existence or something, where you're just so unnoticeable that no one can tell that you're sneaking up on them, and I guess in this case killing them.
Yeah.
Kanako's very good at doing that, so she's been a very successful assassin, and she becomes like notorious for it, as like known as K,
Okay.
and stuff. So she gets known in the underworld for it. It's kind of sweet how she wants to actually work really hard at becoming better at this job. So she like trains with Sakurai, and Sakurai's just like, I'll fucking kill you if you fuck up this job all the time.
Yeah.
And it gets a little more complicated because I think there was like a murder that kind of got out, and a detective kind of gets involved, and he really likes Kanako, and she's just like, oh fuck, I'm getting like tailed by the police and stuff. Like, it's nothing super serious. It's really just more fun jokes and shit. But it's a really good read. It's a really fun laugh. The chapter, like the way the chapters themselves are set up is that they're kind of like short mini comics almost. So it's a very easy, light read. It's all in full color, which is also fun. Now it's pretty popular. I unfortunately haven't seen any updates for it in a while. Which is really sad, but it's like got up to 40 chapters, I believe. It's still ongoing.
Awesome. I definitely
please give it a read. You will enjoy it so much. I think we've joked before about like this would be Anya if she like became an assassin like her mom, kind of. But it's more like modern day Japan. She's and whatnot. Fun stuff. Very fun.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll definitely check it out. I need to check it out. Y'all keep talking about it. So
you do.
That was really fun.
My pick. I'm actually changing it mid.
Oh.
Yeah, because boom, it's Sakamoto Days.
Sakamoto Days.
Yeah, it is a very fun manga. It is it came out after Spy Family, like not too long after Spy Family.
I remember seeing it. Yeah.
It's kind of one of those like recent trends of like once Spy Family came out, there was like a bunch of manga that were like either about hitmen or assassins
and like living kind of mundane lives, sort of thing. Like mundane with the killing.
It's definitely a trend, and this is like the epitome of that trend where it's like, okay, the main character Sakamoto, he's the big dude in the middle.
Yeah.
And he is this former, like the best assassin out of this like assassin agency. He's like 27. He retired, I think, like 5 years ago. He got married. I think it's 2 kids. Even though I only ever see one kid.
I thought it was just one.
I only ever see one kid, but there was a kid in the first chapter. But anyway, so he has some kids, and he gets fat. And that's like the main joke of the first few chapters is like he's just very large, and the blonde dude, I forget his name. I haven't read it in a while, but basically he is a former not apprentice, but like a follower of Sakamoto back when he was an assassin. And he can read minds, so
whoa! Wow, my God!
Very much like that. When I first read it, I was like, okay, this is just straight up copying like Spy Family. But like, he actually uses his mind reading abilities to be a better assassin, which is it. It plays out. Sense. Yeah, it plays out very well in the context of like the action. The action in this manga is top notch. Like the fight scenes and just like it gets crazy. But not like almost sort of believable crazy, but like I don't know how else to describe it. But like it's very shonen crazy. Let's put it that way.
I mean, he stopped a bullet with chewing gum.
What? It's stupid, but at the same time, like the way like the characters move and stuff like that, like it's actually like very like real, I guess. But you also counterbalance that with the fact that like, okay, when Sakamoto gets serious, he like gets skinny again. Like that's like he uses he burns all of his calories and he gets skinny.
God.
And, it's stupid, but like it's funny. This manga is hilarious.
Okay, I will have to. I think I tried like 1 or 2 chapters. I kind of got a little bored. I don't know. It just wasn't a good time for me to read manga, I guess, a new one. So I should get back into it.
It gets really good, especially when they introduce the third character. Again, I don't recall the name, but there are more assassins and like other hitmen that like join their little family. Because like, I should mention, Sakamoto runs a grocery store basically.
Oh yes, I remember that.
And he's sworn off of killing people. Like he's like retired, but like all these assassins come to fuck with him, and like he has to put them in their place basically. And like the apprentice ends up working for him, and like all of the other assassins that come to like join them in one way or another, they become employees. So it's just a grocery store full of assassins.
That is so funny.
It's very fun.
I really love the trend of like these killers having mundane lives. There's some kind of comedy to it.
Yeah.
It's so good because, like, I mean, this isn't really a manga rec I have, but I do like Yosakura Family. That one's
I love
also
Yosakura
really sweet.
Family, yeah.
That one's a really sweet one about assassin family, crazy bullshit. But they're very sweet, so that one's a good read, but it's not technically on my list.
Yeah. Anything with assassins, I'm a sucker for, apparently.
Anything with assassins and family, I'm a sucker for.
That's
Just
our shit.
Yeah, I'm a killer, but I still love my kids, and I still take care of them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you're goddamn right I do.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Well, that was my pick. Roski, your final one.
It's Vinland Saga. Okay. And it also has like an anime season out already and a teaser for the second one.
Yeah, I hear good things about the anime. I have not even attempted to read the manga, though.
The manga is fantastic. The artwork is top notch. It's excellently drawn. It has like a real sense of weight.
Sell me on this manga in a few sentences, because it has Vikings in it. That's all I know about this manga.
Okay. I mean, for me, one of the appeals is that despite the anime bullshit, it's pretty historically accurate.
Okay.
So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, it's actually impressive. Like the wardrobes, the weapons, the politics around the time, they are mostly very, very accurate to the actual Viking era. If I had to summarize it without spoiling it, it's an anti-war story. It's a story about a child that is the son of a very, very prominent warrior from the Vikings, an absolute, like, probably the best on the world at that point, like Thor.
Okay.
And that warrior decided he hated death. He was tired of killing, so he retired. And the king of Norway at that time finds out he's alive. So he sends to be recruited because Vikings are going on a campaign in England. Like the protagonist's father gets killed.
So it's a coming of age story, or is it like, does it follow him?
It's a coming of age story that starts as a revenge story. It's a story of someone that starts wanting blood, like it starts as a character that is that wants to avenge his father, and ends up realizing the pointlessness of war.
Sounds like a solid setup for a manga. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Okay.
It because you actually get some really cool action, but you also get like an important meditation on the concept of violence and war and all of that. It's a monthly manga. It comes out every 25th of the month. Like,
solid
I
recommendation.
Really recommend it enough. It's one of the best of the genre.
Cool.
Awesome. Definitely check it out. Vinland Saga, ongoing right now. Cool Blue, your final pick.
Okay, my final pick is Witch Hat Altier. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Please tell me about this manga, because I keep seeing it and I have known absolutely nothing about it.
It's great. Okay, so little backstory. Egg kind of got me into it. She like shared some panels and art, and I finally decided to give it a read, and I fell in love with the art for this one. It's so pretty. It's very storybook-like, but like in kind of a traditional, like, sort of
it looks
like
very
older
European.
story. Yeah. The artist herself, I'm missing her name right now, but the mangaka for this, she actually did a lot of work for like DC comic covers. So she's got a wide range of like work out there, not just like directly in manga, which is why I find this art style so interesting, because it's not so typical of just like kind of that Eastern Japanese manga style, you could say.
Yeah.
It's the same way I feel about Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. So this story is about the girl Coco. She is like just a regular human girl, and she loves magic. This world is full of magic, and there's people, witches, who practice it, and everything.
Yeah.
And if you like Owl House, if anyone who's like listening to this likes Owl House, they're gonna like this manga, because it has a lot of similar, sort of like it's like sort of like they got the basics of what Owl House has with their magic system when it comes to the glyph system, which is basically you draw symbols on a piece of paper to control the magic around you, sort of. Very elemental, but the system in Witch Hat is much more intricate and complicated because you need to know specific symbols to be able to control how things will work or how they'll move, how much of it is going to use or what it's even going to do. It can get very complicated very quickly. The characters themselves are also really sweet. Coco is such a sweet character. She's like fangirls over magic all the time. She works really hard. Like basically what happens in like the first chapter is that she discovers, because it's been kept a secret that witches are doing magic through drawing glyphs or drawing them differently. Like they don't actually produce magic from their bodies. It's been a well-kept secret because in the past they had war that broke out when everyone was using magic, so they had to keep it a secret, and people eventually over time forgot that that's how magic was originally done. But Coco figures it out by accident, and she accidentally turns her mother to stone from what she thought was a storybook from some like random like merchant in the street when she was a little girl. Turns out it was a book that had powerful magic spells in it, and when she copied one of them down, it turned her mother and her entire home into stone. So she had to go with the witch that Quiffrey, his name is Quiffrey, he's like a professor. He teaches other young witches magic. So he has to take Coco in because Coco is determined to be able to figure out how to reverse the magic and help her mother not be stone again.
Okay, all right.
And the art is beautiful. The magic system is kind of complicated, but it's really fun. The characters are great. Coco is really sweet. We have some other like little witch characters you meet, and like there's a rival character. She's interesting because she's like kind of a prodigy or sort of. She like comes from a family that doesn't really appreciate her because I think she's in a situation kind of like Damien where like she has older siblings who are already much more accomplished than she is, so she's trying her best to like catch up to them. And there's like two other girls. There are some darker elements with it. Like they have certain rules in the witch world that you're not allowed to use these magics. Like you're not allowed to use them on your body, so you can't modify your body with them. You're not supposed to like draw glyphs on your body to do that, and you can't use them to like change other people. So there are like forbidden magics, and the kick is that Quiffrey is secretly trying to get Coco to learn the forbidden magics because there's this whole thing with there's like a secret group of sort of, I guess, evil witches who want to bring magic back into like the main world and kind of just thrust it into chaos, and that's a problem because then there might be another war that breaks out. Basically, this plot also has kind of like war is bad. We don't want war. We have to keep the peace, which means we have to not reveal powerful magic to just so anyone can learn how to use it, kind of thing.
It's definitely checking off a bunch of my boxes. So
yeah. And they do some interesting stuff where, like, you get to learn very specifics. They have, like, stuff like magic art supplies, which I love personally, because they have, like, calligraphy pens and magic ink. And, different special inks can give you different results.
Okay.
I'm delighted by, like, some of the weird magical tools they have. They have, like, for one, they have, like, this giant bulb of water that can pour out of a spout, but be kept in sort of like an invisible jug or something. It's, like, weird, interesting, cool stuff like that. And I really, really like it.
I love magic tools.
Yeah, I love magic systems when they actually are kind of crazy, but also make sense, you know?
That's, like half my hobby is coming up with magic systems.
Oh yeah,
so,
that's true. Crow here is like a very talented writer.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just saying. I'm just saying.
Well,
saying.
I am definitely interested. Witch Hat LTF, is it still going on?
Yes, it is. It's still going on.
All right. All of these are continuing manga except for yeah. So here's the setup for this: is the boy comes from a family of not necessarily magic users, but his family has the power of their words have power basically, and their job is to be caretakers to I think they're just called legends, basically superstitions found throughout the world.
Supernatural stuff.
Yeah, because the legends can only survive so long as people are talking about their legend. And the woman on the right is the Slipmouth woman.
Right.
Who, is, if you don't know, she's just basically... her urban legend. She has a slit mouth, and you could see like she has they kind of skirt around it by like he like sews up her like slit mouth part. But anyway, basically, he is in an agreement with her where it's like if you can scare me within 1 year, then I will let you go. But if not, then you and me are getting married.
Ooh,
Yeah. And the dude's like 17. And at first, it doesn't really. You don't know why. As the story progresses, I don't want to say you understand it, but you find out why. I wouldn't say you understand it. But, yeah, there are some scary moments in this manga. I wouldn't say it's like a horror manga by any stretch, but like the parts where like her mouth is like wide open, or like that's a little unsettling, and like it does feel slow in the beginning. I will say that, but once you hit like chapter 20, okay, the first few chapters bit slow, and then you start liking the characters more as they interact with each other. And there's one character in particular, the main dude's. You think he's his best buddy, because they both look around the same age, and then once you get to chapter 20, which is like the start of like the big arc, the first big arc of this chapter of this series, you understand basically the entire family situation and this best friend like falls into it, and like
it's like what, half brother or some shit.
I can't. No, they're not related in any sense, and
okay.
I will say that like legends in this story are very interesting, because it's not just like monsters. Like these legends can change depending on how. Actually, it's kind of like Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, because I just remembered like there's a whole thing where like if you speak about a legend or like these spirits, and you can change like these rumors or these stories, like alter them as well. Like these words have power, and Nene actually has to help kind of turn them back into something a little less sinister and a little more harmless.
Yeah, and that's basically what happens here. And there are some urban legends that you see in the story that you will recognize. But yeah, no, I think the main selling point is obviously the relationship between the two, and like honestly, like finding out like how this family like operates, because it's just him. You only ever see him until like later on. You'll meet his parents, but like. It used to be a very prestigious, like powerful family, and now they're like a shell of their former self.
I think you've got me hooked. I'm like, okay, I want to know what happens.
Yeah, it's really fun. I enjoy it.
STRIX,
yeah, that one and Sacrificial Princess. Those are my top picks. But yeah, I think we covered a lot of ground. We have some varied tastes.
Mariette is putting it lightly.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully those listening are interested in any of these, and if you are and you want to know more about them, feel free to leave it in the comments, and we'll try to like link you to some, either sources or like scans or anything like that. Not that we're condoning scanlations or anything like that, but we gotta read it somehow. But all right, well, in the meantime, I think that'll cover it for this episode. It's a bit of a long one, so this will be fun editing. Definitely got to figure out the new audio equipment, so
we'll hopefully it's gonna
cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
But I guess in the meantime, thank y'all for listening, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.